In order to cover directional arrow, we need to first start with how we can associate the stick on our analog stick with the nose of the car. So if we see here, we push forward on our stick and the nose of our car will go down. If we pull aft on our stick, the nose of our car will go up. If we hold left on our stick, the nose of the car will go left. And if we hold right on our stick, the nose of the car will go right. So as you can see here, we're looking at the car from the front. So that means left will be on the right and right will be on the left. And that is an indication that all of these inputs from our stick will output to the car from the car's point of view. If we get a reverse view of the car like we see here, you'll see that right doesn't switch directions. It's always on the right side of the car relative to the car. And it's the same concept with when you hold down a directional arrow. So for example here, this is arrow left. If I were to hold up on my stick, you would see that it would, at first, it would move just slightly forward. It would move just slightly forward. So if we were to stop here, we would call this a micro adjustment. We tap forward, and the nose of the car goes forward, almost as if we're not holding down directional arrow while we're doing this. But if we were to keep holding up on our stick while we're holding down arrow left, it'll follow this path, and it'll come back to where it started. But we don't want to hold it down this long. We want to combine our micro adjustments to continuously maneuver our car in a particular direction. And how we do that is that we take advantage of the spin of the car and the direction, these tiny little micro adjustments. They can be used in conjunction with each other. So from the top view, you can see all these little arrows indicating that the car's nose will travel along this way. And what's happening is, from the top view, the car's nose is actually going in a clockwise motion, if we view it from the top. And if we hold down on our stick here, it'll just make the nose follow this curve. So if we had a target here, let's say, if we wanted to continuously position the nose of our car towards this point, we can't just hold down the stick to do that, because it'll just go in the circle. And it won't be like we can just hold the forward right diagonal without a directional arrow. We could make this adjustment just by holding diagonally forward, and the nose will go down and to the right. So what we need to do is counteract this clockwise spin of the car. And the only way to counteract the clockwise spin of the car is to have a counterclockwise spin of our stick. I'll put that here. So the stick needs to go in the opposite direction to counteract this spin, so we can keep combining these micro adjustments. So this micro adjustment, the starting point would be on our stick forward right. But as the car spins in the clockwise direction, we'll just indicate that the stick will need to go let's say 1 degree at a time. The car is spinning clockwise. So to counteract that, we have to spin our stick 1 degree counterclockwise. And what you'll see is when you match the rotational speed of the car spinning clockwise with the counterclockwise spinning the other direction in sync, that the nose of the car will keep pointing towards this point. And then once you have positioned your car so it's going directly at this point, you would let go of the stick and let your car fly in that straight path. And to demonstrate this, So in free play, I will demonstrate this by first starting my car positioned over here. And with the controller overlay, you can see exactly what I'm doing. Let me go ahead and just explain what that indicator is on the screen. It is the indicator of where the ball is relative to my car. As you can see, it's on the left side of my car. No matter how I position my camera, the ball is always right there on the left side of my car. It works better if I'm flying, but anyways. If it's in front of me, the indicator will say it's at the top. If it's behind me, the indicator is at the bottom, left side of my car, right side of my car. So relative to my car, that indicator is telling me where the ball is. If I were to follow that indicator with my analog stick, you'll see that my stick will be rotating in the counterclockwise direction, while the nose of my car, as seen from above, moves in the clockwise direction. So you can see the nose of the car moves clockwise, the indicator is moving counterclockwise. So if we just follow this indicator with our analog stick, it will reposition the nose of our car towards the ball. Let me demonstrate that from the other side. Of course, it is on the ground, so it's going to make my flight be a little weird. And we're flying at the ball. And it keeps positioning us towards the ball. And what we're doing is we're just chaining those micro adjustments together, since we already know that if we want to go forward, all we have to do is tap it. So I'm going to wait, and I'm going to try to change the direction of my car just by tapping forward. Hold on, I think I had too much momentum. Alright, I'm going to try to reverse the direction of my car. And there you go. Too much momentum. It is a very tiny adjustment after all. So I'm flying to the ball, and I'm going to wait until the roof of my car is facing away from me, and I'm going to press up, and I'm going to start flying the other direction. See that the nose of the car is going the other direction. So this is the basics of how to master directional air roll. And that's why it's so important to understand how to control your car from every angle, because you're essentially doing the same thing while the car's spinning. But you're just spinning the stick. So if you want to master directional air roll, you want to start here and master flying around the ball without any directional air roll or any air roll input. And then once you get good at this, it'll make a lot more sense once you move on with controlling your car while it's spinning, because you're basically just doing the same thing, but the car's spinning while you're doing it. Alright, that should be enough.